What's up, guys? Sean Zine, the host for the Network Marketing Insider, where we bring on guests that are in network marketing, affiliate marketing, multi-level. I even had token creators that shared their story, talked about their trials and tribulations, things that you can utilize. And I want to make sure you definitely implement some of the ideas, strategies that we talk about today. I'm going to go in a different direction. I want to shout out, make sure you take a look at the store on my YouTube channel. We have some merch. I have from my insurance, from my other business. But there's lots of opportunity to support if you could as well. Let me bring on my next guest who was on episode 27, Steve Tolerico. What's up, man?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks so much for doing this again. I found this value that we bring to people is very important, and I definitely know you have some more value to bring. So, Steve, please tell us who you are again. And so those are just maybe getting into this network marketing model right now, or those that are getting into online business, know what you do and
Sure.
why I think it's powerful that we're together today.
Sure. My name's Steve, and hey, thank you again for having me back. It's a pleasure to be here. Our first conversation was great, and hopefully I can bring some value to the people that we have watching today. My name's Steve Tolerico. I do a form of network marketing. I do finance, as well as own my own golf apparel business, which is an online business, as well as work full time as an electrician. So there's no excuses out there for most people. My full time electrician job isn't a normal 9 to 5. We wake up at 4. Sometimes we're on job site at 6. You work 10, 12, 13-hour days some days. Some days are short, but you got to make time for what you want. And if you want to move forward and you want to get out of that rut and you want to be your own boss or work for yourself rather than work for somebody else, you have to really put the time and be dedicated to the process, which is something that is hard for a lot of people to wrap their heads around, But yeah, that's me in a quick nutshell. I mean, full-time job, online retail business, finance business that works off of referrals, and which is relatively new, president of a nonprofit organization. So time is fleeting. We all get the same amount of minutes in the day. It's just how you use them, really.
So true. I definitely appreciate you coming back and sharing. Yes, guys, you can find time, as Steve was talking about, being an electrician. It could be long hours some days, could be short another, but you also can plug in different things. With the online business, with the golf apparel, I think a lot of people miss this, and you have it, I believe, is you have to build a community behind that will help you sell more product and service so that it's consistent. You might have that. You don't want to just, and this goes with network marketing, any business out there, you just don't want to have one sale. You want to have recurring sales.
Yep.
And how have you been able to set up a community of consistency with yours in the golf apparel, for example?
Sure. Quality products is number one, obviously, and you have to start to build social media backing. It's hard to do. It's not easy, especially when you work full time. You have to get out there. You might have to put some money into hiring people to do it for you, which is something that we're actually working towards. We're considering hiring an outside marketing agency just to help get us to that next level, because there's always another level to go. And when you are trying to balance everything, there's always going to be something that slides a little bit. So number one is quality products. Number two is have a social media backing. Get out there, spend a little bit of money on your social media sites, Facebook, YouTube. We don't do TikTok, but we're considering it. Even X. X is a smaller it's a big platform, but it's not huge. A lot of people aren't on it anymore. Spend the money for ads. Spend the money on your reels. Put it out there. Let people see what you have. Go out there, make a joke of yourself. If people can relate to you and your products, that's going to bring them one step closer to coming to your site and purchasing something. And then you want to have a website that's user-friendly. The first website we had was nice, but it wasn't very user-friendly. It wasn't mobile-friendly. Everybody's on their phones. Everybody buys stuff on their phones these days. So if you don't have something that somebody can go on their phone and click and purchase something, they're not going to buy it. So we spent a ton of money to have a website developed, didn't like it, and then spent a ton more money for me to redevelop the whole and build a whole new website. So, and it's not what I do. You know, I just figured it out. I spent the time to learn, like anything else. I wanted it. Me and my partners wanted it. So we figured out what we needed to do. I spent the time. We spent the money. We built a new website that is super user friendly, mobile friendly, easy to go on and change things, add sales, change products, all that jazz. So put yourself in a position where you're able to do that. And, you know, there was some late nights and early mornings, you know, sleep was lacking for a few months there, but we got ourselves to a place that we're comfortable now. And now we can make changes as we go. And we're about to go to a whole nother level in the next 6 months. So that's like really it when it comes to like the online retail side. It's put yourself out there, be available, and make sure that the products that you're putting out there, people want, you know.
What Steve was saying is 100% correct. You have to have something, a website, a funnel to, one, collect emails, two, to have your product or you're selling or having a landing page is very important. And I don't know if you caught it, guys. Steve is not the tech guy. I'm not a tech guy. I didn't want to spend all the money myself to get things done, but you spend some late nights, you learn, you mess up, you fail, you put stuff together, and you keep tweaking it. Like Steve was saying, yeah, I go back, I update, make sure you see different things that are going into your website, your funnel, whatever you want to call it. But having a presence, there's foundations you have to make yourself successful. Social media, you need to have it. TikTok, highly recommend it. You don't have to dance. You can provide value. You can talk. You can educate.
Yep.
Or you can inspire. Entertainment, it's not for everybody. You don't have to be that. You don't have to be the jokester, or be a comic or a dancer on there. Just provide some value. And I think I'm still learning TikTok. You got to be very hyper focused. You can't be. I was in a couple different things, and it just kind of like confuses the algorithm. But if you are niche, you are hyper focused, you're going to have a lot more viral content you could put out into the world.
For sure. And I mean, it's golf. Golf has kind of blown up in the last few years. You know, went from being the prim and proper sport to the blue collar sport. It is what it is. You see a lot more dudes out there that look like me with big beards and wearing t-shirts than you do dressing nice with with their poofy pants. So you gotta go towards the audience that you want. You know, my one partner, my brother, he's military, so we're, you know, military family, veteran-owned company. We're about ready to change everything product-wise to make sure everything's made in America, and that's going to happen over the next six months. We're already in talks with new vendors to bring everything in house, essentially, in the country. You know, because it's easy to buy cheaper products from, you know, offshore companies, but you have to look to what your demographic is, and that's what ours is. So we've decided to make that change. And so when you're starting a business like this, you have to be able to pivot, and you have to be able to look at where you want to be, not tomorrow, but 5 years down the road. And you might not make it, but if you're halfway there or 3/4 of the way there, you've already won because you've made the steps to go in that direction. And too many people are focused on today or tomorrow and not focused 5 years down the road. And that's the biggest thing when it comes to working for yourself or being your own boss and starting your own business. It's not the challenges that you see today are only the footholds of where you're going to be tomorrow. And if you can't get past the first step, you'll never make it to the top of the stairs.
Mindset, like Steve was saying, is so important. Making sure that, yes, you have that outlook in the future. You are preparing and putting those foundations in, and not just looking for today. A lot of people go into things, oh, I'm going to spend a few bucks and I'm going to make all this money. No, all the companies you might get into, you might spend a few bucks. The ones at the top had to put some time in, had to network, had to, collaborate with other individuals, had to spend some money and treat it as a business. And a lot of people go into it just for making money. If you go into this making money, it's not going to go that far. You're not going to have you're not going to feel good inside. But if you're helping others, and the more people that you're helping, you're going to make that money. The money's going to come, and you're going to be able to charge more because you have that value for other people. But using that, oh, I just need to work, and make all that money. No, you have to spend some time for yourself. And I know we were talking about golf, man. Golf and being in the golf apparel. Why do you think golf is a good thing for business owners to get involved in?
Stress management. I don't know. It's the most stressful sport on the planet.
Yeah.
But you know what? It only takes that one good shot, and everybody comes back the next day, right? If you're a glutton for punishment, you play golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't know. I played a little bit when I was younger, and I enjoyed it. I was a caddy. I lived in Wayne, so I caddied at North Jersey Country Club and Preakness Hills Country Club.
Yeah.
When I was a teenager, and I loved it. And then, it fell by the wayside as I got older, and work and school and all that stuff came into play, and I stopped playing. And then when I switched careers to being an electrician from working nights in my pharmacy job, it was the first thing that I did was start playing again. And I fell in love with it and hated it at the same time because but yeah, like I said, it's that one great shot, it brings it back. And that's a great metaphor for anything, because you can fail over and over again in any business or any job that you do. And it's just, you have one good day, or you do one thing and it just turns out perfect, and you're right back in it. And you have to always look at it that way. It's not what happened, it's what's going to happen. Or, I've had a crap day, and then just something happens and it turns it around, and now your day's not ruined. You had a bad moment, you didn't have a bad day, right? One bad thing will ruin somebody's day or their week, when you should just be like, okay, that moment's over, on to the next one. Now your whole day's not ruined. But it's all about don't focus on the bad shot, focus on the next shot.
I like that. And I agree. Yeah, that one drive you might have, that long putt you might sink, you might have chipped something in from the sand trap. That's what gets you to come back. And yeah, you can have those holes. You might have a great drive. You might mess up the second, but then all of a sudden the ball ends up in the cup and you still either had a birdie or a par. And you're like, how the hell did I do it? Because you continuously just tried. You put yourself out there. You're consistent. It's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, golf is same as being a business owner. You every hole you can consider it its own day, right? So if you have a bad day on your business side, or even in school as a teacher, you can't let that drag out for your whole 18 holes or your whole week. You just have to move on. And because if you let it just drag you down, it's just going to drag you down, and it's getting out of that rut is the hardest thing you can do. So just put an end to it, move forward. I mean, it happens all the time. I'm in a golf league, and it's a contractor league because it's a bunch of dudes that show up and drink beers and hang out and play golf. But I made it to the playoffs this year, and it's great and it's fun. But you know what? It's you play your hole and you move on to the next one, because that's how they play it, match play. And I had a couple blow up holes last week. But then I had a couple really good holes, and we were 1 for 1 for most of this match, and then we ended up winning. But that's how you have to play it, right? You're going to have a good hole, you're going to have a good day, you're going to have a bad hole, you're going to have a bad day. Just go back and forth, keep your mind focused on what the end result is. And if you do that, you'll get there. It might take longer. So, everybody wants everything done yesterday.
Right.
Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get there, but the results are the same, whether it takes a week, a month, or a year. You've still reached the end point. So who cares if it took 12 months longer than you wanted it to? You still got there. It's just that mindset that it's easier to quit because it's easy than it
Yes.
is to push forward because that's hard. And no, a lot of people these days don't want to do hard things anymore.
I I believe, yeah, it's a mindset training with, and I haven't got put this two together. So this is a powerful. Those that are watching, if you're into golf, if you're into mindset training, it's all about that. It's the focusing on the now, right in front of you, what you can control. That's another thing. Some people control things they can't, or try to control things and think about things that they really have no control over. You just have to let it go. And you're going to have the rejection. You're going to have those days that are not going well. You have it for whatever you're doing. But I like golf because you could play the same course. You talked about North Jersey. I haven't played. I grew up in Wayne as well, and played in. I was a caddy at Preakness Hills. You play that 100 times. It's 100 different times, and then it could be windy. It could be raining out. You have to now learn how to adjust. And Stephen talked about pivoting. You have to pivot, adjust, see what's going on with your business, how to change it, or maybe learn or ask someone or get a mentor to help you change direction.
Right. Yeah, that's something that's huge too. Is there's a lot of online mentorship programs. There's a lot of social media people out there who bring a lot of value, and there's a lot of people who bring crap.
Right.
You have to find out what resonates with you. And if you're going into a business, or if you're starting a business, or you're going into network marketing, if you're going into network marketing, you're going to have somebody there above you that's there to guide you and help you along the way. If you're starting a business, whether it be online or retail storefront or a restaurant business, anybody who's been successful in any business is going to help somebody start.
Right.
So you can't be afraid to ask questions to somebody who's already done it, because they've done it and they've made the mistakes. Even having a job, if you have a new employee that comes on, sometimes they might be afraid to ask somebody who's been there a while a question. But you shouldn't be afraid to ask the questions. Why make a mistake if you don't need to? Because somebody's already done it. So if you're starting a business, or you're starting a network marketing business, a retail storefront business, face forward business, if you're a new employee in a new job, don't be afraid to ask questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question when it comes to making yourself better in whatever situation you're at, and moving yourself forward in your career, in your business, hell, in life. I mean, we don't pretend to be anything that we're not. We are who we are. You make right decisions on some days, you make bad decisions on others. But if you can learn from somebody who's already gone in the same direction that you're going, and you're following their path, ask them freaking questions. And they're going to lead you in the right direction. If it's somebody who doesn't want to help you, then they're not where they want to be, and they're not going to help you get where you want to be. Any wealthy person that I've ever met, any business owner that I've ever met and sat down with, will always help. They'll always help you. They'll always help give you ideas on how to move your business forward. They'll always give you ideas on how to get your mindset right to move your business forward, because if you can't do one without the other. So if you don't have your head on straight and you're not focused, your business is never going to go forward. Your career is never going to go forward. You'll be stagnant for years and years and years, and then you'll quit if you even make it years down the road. So ask questions, follow what your upline, the people that bring you on, find other business owners that are doing the same thing that you want to do. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to be more than happy to welcome you in and show you what to do or how to do something that you don't know how to do, so that you could also be successful. Because having a network of businesses that are successful is better than being the only guy on the block, because people will get tired of you real quick. But if you have 5 other businesses around and you all do different stuff and it's similar, people will go to each one and make that rotation around so that nobody's ever stagnant. And having a referral business with other businesses is the best thing you can do.
That's why I changed my name. I was in the insurance industry as the insurance doctor, which is catchy. It was part of my brand, personal brand. But I'm also the connection machine. And so I'm the connection machine, aka the insurance doctor, because I believe wholeheartedly, if I could help more people with whatever it is, it doesn't. When I'm talking to them, it's not just about network marketing or insurance or how to help them with their business. I'm listening to any pain points they might have, and it might be you got to talk to Steve. I know what he has. I think it's something that would be a great connection, good collaboration, and that's how you have referrals. So other people, when you're talking to them, yes, you want to learn, you want to motivate maybe sometimes, or you want to inspire. And it's important. I want to piggyback as far as mistakes. What Stephen was talking about, going and talking to people. The successful business owners will give you anything and everything because their mentor did the same thing. Mm-hmm. Everyone likes to help. Those mentors that they have, why they're successful, because they listen to someone else. The rule of 5, you got to be around those 5 people that you want to be around and have that similar lifestyle. Be around them. I don't have any billionaire friends. That's my problem. I don't have those kind of, right? But if we can get ourselves in a room with 4 or 5 other billionaires, we'd figure out how the hell to become a billionaire. So it's important to get yourself out there and get out of your comfort zone. How about using ChatGPT? Is that something that's important to you, your business, for network marketing, for your apparel business, electricians? You think electricians are using ChatGPT?
I think the new ones are, to be honest. I've seen some work that looks like it was done by ChatGPT. But as far as the golf business goes, I use it a lot because it's hard. It's hard to have the bandwidth all the time.
I like that.
So having an idea, but not being able to really put it in, like frame it out how you want it.
Yep.
Perfect it. When you're working a lot and you're pulled in a few different directions, ChatGPT and other AI platforms I think are great. I pay for it. I have it. I use it when I have a sale going on, like Labor Day's coming up, so starting tomorrow we'll have a Labor Day sale for like 2 weeks going on the website. Design me a background. Design me something for social media to blast out there. Posting for social media. Here's the parameters. You give the parameters. Sometimes you can think of what you want it to be or what you want it to look like. You just can't get it there. There's nothing wrong with letting somebody else take it to the next level. And if it's AI, then it's AI. Who cares? I mean, at this point, right now it's a tool. So use the tools that you have available to you. Use the free version if you can't afford the $20 a month, or spend the $20 a month and get the enhanced version. Who cares? They both do the same thing. You just limit it a little bit. And if you have to work towards being able to move to that next level, even with that, or even with hiring somebody to do it for you, then you take your time, you build up, and you get there. But yeah, I mean, I love it. I mean, it's Skynet, we're on Terminator, we're tiptoeing around Terminator, but I love it. And I mean, I'll use it a little bit on my in my other business, but when it comes to that, there's a lot of like legalities that come with
compliance and stuff. Yeah,
compliance is huge when you're in a licensed field. So to stay in compliance, I use what we have available to us on our platform because it's pretty big. So as far as that goes, I use that, especially when it comes to social media. Compliance is huge. One wrong post and a license is gone. And we work hard for those licenses. Getting into the financial field and the insurance field isn't the easiest thing to do. Anybody can do it, but once you're in there, you have some rules that you have to follow, and if you don't, then you get in trouble. And I don't want to get in trouble when it comes to this. It's one of my favorite things to do. Helping people with their finances is huge because a lot of people need a lot of help, and try to stay as compliant as possible. So it doesn't come into play as much there.
Yeah, you definitely want to be on the straight and narrow. You want to make sure you are compliant. You're not going to cause any problems. But going back and piggybacking off of Steve's as far as the Chat GPT, those that are looking for ideas or inspiration, you can have it create images for you, which sometimes it comes out good. Sometimes you have to just keep tweaking your prompt. If you tweak your prompt, it'll come out cleaner. It'll come out the way you envision it. But if you're doing video, give me 100 topics I could talk about, and the next boom, it spits it out. You might have emails you want to create or posts that you want to create that won't be, shut down on Facebook. It'll actually tweak it. But guys, if there's stars on there's like little lines, you got to take some of the things out, because otherwise I kid with some of my buddies. And I'm like, oh, use chat today because you forgot to take the things out. Because there are people that follow what you do. They're going to pull you out.
A watermark on it or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So just use it, tweak some things, but it is giving you a lot more motivation or inspiration. I want to create courses. Have you seen this thing called School? SKOOL?
I have, and I'm actually was looking at joining it because it looks very interesting. So I want to join and see what it's all about. And it's all over the place now, and it's got millions of people participating. So as a way to network and grow and give value back to a community for, what is it, $10 a month now or something?
It is incredible. I don't know if I got you into it. I actually we have a free group and we have a paid group.
Okay.
The free one's Evolve Now Social. And why it's disrupting the communities out there as far as Facebook groups, those that are course creators. Alex Hermosi owns it and part owner. He's powerful. He's out there. You can create courses inside. So you can have a free group come in. It goes back to community. You have everyone coming in. They can be affiliates for your group. So you can actually pay them for
interesting.
If people come in. So it has an affiliate marketing piece, which is amazing. And then inside there, we have it set up, the paid one. There's different levels of courses, and you're going to be earning from bringing people into our community, for example.
Right.
And then you make enough money. You could pay the $19 course. You could pay the $100 course. You could pay the $500 course. Wait, why would I pay a $500 course? Because you want to keep investing in yourself.
Yep. Yeah.
People don't. And why would you not? And this is where I had a great conversation the other day. Recurring income. People don't realize how powerful that is. They say, well, I'm going to get into this $900 deal or a $300, $100, and I own everything. But I'm like, how many do you actually sell? So our thing is $25 a month. You bring two people in, it's $12.50. Not a lot of money. But the first month, I made $234. That's guaranteed. So that's $2,400 for the year. Automatic if I do nothing the rest of the year.
Right.
And that's not me. I'm going to continue working it. It could be almost 100,000 by the time I'm done. And it's all people that are in the community learning from each other, bringing people in. We're positive people, powerful way to grow your business.
Yeah, no, that's huge. We'll have to talk about that.
No doubt. And then there's the mindset. I want to kind of lead with this as far as those that are watching, because I know time is limited, and I know that we want to make sure people actually implement what we're doing and we're talking about. Anything else for mindset? We talked about golf early on, but I think it's something that needs to be said, and especially guys. I guess guys don't talk a lot about their feelings. How can we help those with, what you feel?
How dare you?
how do we help those that are out there struggling, having those bad days, that we can maybe share a podcast, maybe listen to what we're talking about, books, and anything else you can think of?
Yeah. Everybody has a bad day, and I touched on it earlier. Or everybody has bad moments in days where they allow that moment to ruin the rest of it. The best thing you can do is address that moment in the moment, take a deep breath, and move on to the next one. Don't let it eat up your whole day. Don't let it eat up your whole week. It's easy to get angry and to just dwell on it because it's just there and it'll eat you alive. And some people allow that to happen day after day, night after night, moment after moment. Because if you have one bad moment and you allow it to just move on to the next one, that next one's going to be bad. And it's just going to be a snowball effect. Yeah, like you said, we're dudes and we don't have feelings or pretend not to. You can, if you have, a lot of guys don't feel like they have real friends. If you do, call up a buddy and talk to them. Like, I don't have any friend of mine that doesn't feel like they can call me and talk to me. And I might say something they want to hear, and I might say something they don't want to hear. But the thing that they don't want to hear is probably what they need to hear.
Right.
And you can't just keep dwelling on something. Read a book, grab something that's motivating. I have a whole stack over there in the corner. Let's see. Brian Tracy.
Yeah.
Point. High Performance Habits by Brendan Bouchard. When the cheering stops, that was a good one. That was from a football coach. Have a stack of books around. Grab something. Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. Like,
yes, yeah,
right. Listen to it on your phone. Get Audible or any other platform with audiobooks and listen while you're driving down the road and you're pissed off. Something that'll get you out of it or give you a different perspective on what's going on in that day and how to look at it and not just be angry and go home to your family and be pissed off, because why do they need to be put into a situation where they shouldn't have to be? Like, when work ends, work ends. Don't bring it home and rant and rave and scream and yell because you had a bad day at work. Come home and have a good day with your family. Look at it that way.
That is an awesome outlook, and that should be something that most people they should start following and using that action as far as coming home, leaving work at work, home. Now your job now is your family. You're a husband, you're a wife, and you are taking care of your younger generation if you have that, or treat your significant other with respect. They don't want to keep hearing all when you come home. So, man, lots of value in this episode, as I thought would, because you did it before on episode number 27. Guys, take a look at it. Description. If you're watching on YouTube, go to the description on the Apple, or if you're on Amazon or Spotify, if you're listening on those verticals as well. All is detail, all the information's there. All have a connection call. Find out how we can help each other. That's the goal. Is why I want to collaborate with more people out there, because we have ecosystems that we're able to share. We can help others. We can make sure that, but you got to pick up the phone there. Don't just email someone. Call Steve. Have a call. Talk to him. See what's going on. See if what he's doing fits in your wheelhouse. And if it does, that's great. If it doesn't, you might have a friend that does. You can recommend them to Steve to help grow his business. So, Steve, thanks so much for being with us today. Everyone else, Steve, stick around for one moment. Everyone else, we hope you have an amazing rest of your day.
Have a great day, guys. Thanks again, Sean. Appreciate it.